Let's say you have a limited company where you are the director of that limited company.
If you're paying a salary to yourself as director, you can also claim a pension. As an employer, so the company is technically at that point an employer, they have to provide their employees, which is you as director, with a pension scheme. So you can opt out of that because you are a director, but otherwise you can opt into this and you would have a workplace pension scheme in place. So you as the director, the employee, would make contributions. The minimum is 5% of your salary, but the employer, the minimum they have to pay is 3%. There is no maximum. You can have a really lucrative pension scheme where you contribute 5% and the company contributes 100% of your salary as a pension. And helpfully, HMRC gives no guidance on what is a reasonable amount, but they use the term reasonable. The pension contribution has to reflect the level of work that goes in to managing that company.
So in that scenario, let's say you are a director of a limited company and you pay yourself £25,000 a year in terms of salaries. You can then say, well, actually another £25,000, which is 100% of your salary, is a pension contribution.
Exactly.
So if you now have a limited company which only makes £50,000 a year profit, that £25,000 of that you pay as a salary, £25,000 you pay as a pension contribution, and then you have a scenario whereby you don't actually have any corporation tax to pay because the company hasn't actually made a profit at the end.
Exactly. And whilst that may feel like a little dubious, the government is encouraging people to put into pensions. They want employers to have good pension schemes. They want people to contribute into their own pension scheme. So it's not investigated or frowned upon because that's kind of government policy. So whilst it might feel like you're giving up cash now, it's a future investment. And let's be honest, like the state pension, will that be there when we get there? Like, it doesn't feel that secure. So 10 years ago, there were lots of things I could advise an individual on or a company on how to save tax. Things have changed over this last decade. Everyone's situations are different, everyone's earnings are different. As an accountant, if I know your personal situation, I can give you better advice than giving you generic advice from gov.uk.